With MobiCall can be defined various templates to send messages to the end users. In general, MobiCall has set up to send the dynamic message in the alarm. If no dynamic message is received on alarm start, MobiCall uses the static message defined in alarm. To change the default setting, open up the NewVoice Alarm Central from the desktop and press on the Settings button in the left top corner. Here are various default settings to be changed for MobiCall alarm flows. Search for the alarm message settings and open it by a click. In the message settings can be made changes for messages on MobiCall. First is to change the message length. By default MobiCall can use 140 characters for the general message. This will be used for SMS, email, text-to-speech, pager etc. For phone calls can be used a maximum of 16 characters, since most DECT handsets can display more character. For some types it is needed or required to higher the amount of characters which are used in a message. Some DECT devices can show up to 20 characters on the display. For email or SMS as example is no limitation, but keep in mind that when an SMS message exceeds the 140 characters, it will send 2 SMS messages for one alarm. By pressing the settings button on top can be defined how many characters per message are sent. First setting is for the general text message which is used for SMS, email, and pager etc. Second setting is for the first display message. This message will be used while the DECT phone rings. Third setting is for the second display message. This message will be used after pick up the call on DECT. Fourth setting is to define the length for the special info message. This is used for special features. Fifth setting is to define the length for the mini message. This can be used for Alcatel to send messages longer than 20 characters to the device and acts like an SMS. Sixth setting is to define the length for the SMS message only, to have more than 140 characters for the general message but only 140 for SMS to only send one SMS per alarm. Seventh setting is to specially define the length of the message for pager. Press OK to save the message length settings. When the length of the message is defined properly, next is to define which message will be used in case of an alarm. With the first drop-down menu rules for phone display message before answer is defined which message will be used on the phone call. Default is set to use dynamic message. If not specified, use static. With this MobiCall will use the dynamic message received on alarm start. If not received, the static message written in the alarm configuration is used. If the static message should be used, except it is not existent, use the setting use static message. If not specified, use dynamic. With this, the dynamic message received on alarm start will be only used if no static alarm message is defined. To always use the dynamic received message, use the option only use dynamic message, or to always use the defined static message, use the option only use static message. The second drop-down menu has the same setting only for the message after answer the DECT phone. Since the display message 2 is sent in the SIP call as re-invite, some phone types are not able to display the message 2 and recognize it as second call. To avoid any interference, activate the checkbox. Deactivate the second display message after answer. Only the display message 1 is active. For special settings, press the extended settings button below. Here can be defined the following. First checkbox is to only use the message written into the dynamic message file. If no message is defined in that section, the static display message is used. Second option is to set up if the display message 1 is read from the first line in the dynamic message file. Get the display message after answer on position X. Define here where the message 2 starts, mostly on character 16. With the next option is defined to only use the last text digits of the caller number if it is added to the message. If it is set to 0, all digits will be used. Some DECT phones, mostly Alcatel or Unify, have the possibility to display more than 16 characters with the option to scroll by A to the next line or by 2 to the previous line. The first checkbox is to activate for Alcatel and Unify, and the second checkbox is to activate for Unify only. Press OK when done. In the middle of the settings window, are settings for the mini message UI. This settings gets active as soon as ISDN is used or mini message via ABCIP. With the last drop-down menu rules for sending SMS and pager messages defined what message is used for SMS or pager, dynamic if received, static if written, or always static or dynamic. If a special additional text must be used for SMS or pager, the checkbox Add additional text so SMS, pager message this can be defined for pager or SMS or both. It is possible to add a message to the beginning or to the ending. When everything is set up properly, press the OK button on bottom to save your currently made changes. Now open up any alarm on the MobiCall system and change to the Text Message tab. If the maximum length of the message has been changed, it should be already possible to be seen here as general message length, and it is possible to enter as many characters as message length is possible. Since this is only a static message what can be entered, or a dynamic message what is received, MobiCall offers the possibility of so-called message templates. With those message templates can be easily combined static with dynamic messages. Create a new message template by pressing the Edit button beside the message template format field. But always keep in mind that the character maximum also counts for the message template. Now a new window is open where already existing message templates, which are installed by default, can be edited or new message templates can be created. For training we will now start with a new message template. For this enter a template name into the field Add New Template and press the Add button beside. When done all windows are clear now and the created template can be defined. If needed, enter a description into the field description. Keep in mind that the description has no technical background. With the text field message template can be defined how the message should be put together. Now enter the static part of the message as needed for the alarm receivers. With the drop-down menu Add Placeholder below can be selected various predefined placeholders for the alarm. As example, the placeholder alarm name will be replaced by the name of the alarm. The placeholder alarm time will be replaced by the time the alarm has been launched. If an interface, like an ISP third-party system, sends special characters which makes the message unreadable because the character conversion was not successful, MobiCall offers the possibility to define character to replace. Press the Edit button beside the field String Replacement. Here is defined which strings or characters, like special characters or a semicolon, are replaced by a letter to give the user a readable message. With all those placeholders can be already created very good messages to send to the users on an alarm, but sometimes different placeholders are needed. For this MobiCall offers the possibility to use custom placeholders. To create custom placeholder, save the currently defined message template by pressing the Save button. Since the custom placeholder needs to be defined in the template file, locate your currently created placeholder. On new MobiCall releases it is found on d:/files/MobiCall/static/template. Here can be found all message templates existing on the system. Locate your created and open it by a right-click and select Edit with Notepad++. It is recommended to use one template for all placeholders, since the placeholder can be used for any template. Add a new line below the text and enter the following information. Open up a bracket and fill in the value custom placeholders as one word. Below enter as value without a bracket placeholder count as one word with an equal symbol behind and the value how many custom placeholders will be created. Open up a new bracket and begin to define the placeholder _1. First is the name followed by an equal, the value entered here will be used as placeholder. Second is the description followed by an equal, the value here describes what this placeholder is for. Third to enter is the data source type as one word followed by an equal, here can be used any, SQL or message, depending on where the value comes from. Fourth to create is the file name as one word followed by an equal, here is defined from which file the value should be taken as example log file in an angled bracket. Fifth to create is the section followed by an equal, here is defined which part of the file will be read, as example alarm. Sixth and last to create is the key followed by an equal, with the key is defined which value from the log file will be used, As example, the value authenticated by what give the information which user authenticated with his personal PIN. After the custom placeholders are created and defined, create or define your message template and test the alarm. If the information is written into the alarm message as expected, everything works properly. All templates can be used on the following parts for the alarm configuration. Text message used as general display message for anything message related. Display messages, used as display message 1 at the call and display message 2 after answer. Client, used as client message, here can be defined if the template should be used in the head or body message. Email, used as email message, if for email a different message will be sent than for SMS. With the value send mini message UI is defined if a mini message is sent to Alcatel-decked phones, this must be supported by the Alcatel PABX. Change this setting by pressing the edit button beside. Here can be defined if the mini message must be sent with the call, after the call has been answered, after the call has been confirmed, on no answer or busy, or if the mini message must not be sent. Keep in mind that for mini message via SIP a hybrid link is needed and the required licenses on MobiCall and on PABX side. For further assistance contact NewVoice Support.